Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about factoring trinomials 2, or a more advanced trinomial that we need to factor. And the more advanced trinomial we're going to be factoring in this slideshow is in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are all numbers and x represents a variable. So let's take a look at how we can do that. So here we need to factor 3x squared plus 11x plus 10, which you'll remember is when you need to find two polynomials that multiply to the given trinomial. The first thing we need to do is to create a table that models the situation, and this will be extremely important when we're solving. So here we've created a 3x3 grid, and you can notice here that the two terms we're going to find on this side are one of the factors, and the two terms that we're going to put on the top are the other factors. And you need to make sure that they multiply to this, which is the trinomial. Here, you want to put the 3x squared, or the first term with the greatest degree, which is 2, in this middle box, and we put the 10 in this last box. And then next slide, we'll talk about what to do with the 11x. So you can do this for any trinomial, and then you can figure, and our goal is to fill in all the question marks so we can factor this. Step 2 is to find two numbers that multiply to a times c and that add to b. So here, a is 3 and c is 10. So a times c, or 3 times 10, would equal 30. And b here is 11. So we need to find two numbers that multiply to ac and add to b. Here, the two numbers are 6 and 5, because 6 times 5 is 30 and 6 plus 5 is 11. So we can move on to step 3. Step 3 is to put the numbers found in step 2 into the table. So here, we put the 6x, and here we put 5x. So notice how we took the numbers from here and we added x to them. It doesn't matter where you put it as long as you fill in the gaps. And you'll notice that now if you add all the terms you put on the table, you would get the original trinomial. So all we need to do now is to find the factors. Now what you want to do is you need to find the values that can multiply to your first term, or 3x squared. In this case, both values need to, not in this case, in every single case that when you're factoring, both values need to include x, so the only values that can multiply to 3x squared are x and 3x. Because x times 3x would give you 3x squared, and 3 is a prime number, so there are no other factors of it. So now the next step that we have is to put all the terms together. So you would know, so we need to put 3x and x into this table, using a little bit of elimination. Now if you look at it, when we're doing this table, this value here times this value would get this value. This value times this value would get 5x. So we need to figure out where to put the 3x and x. In this case, if you put the 3x on the top over here where we put the x, then there would be no whole value you can multiply the 3x by to get 5x. So we can put the 3x here, because we can multiply it by 2 to get 6x, and we can multiply this x by 5 to get 5x. So it works. Now the last step we have to do is to use division to find the remaining question marks. So here we have 3x and here we have 6x. And so we can divide to figure out what this value will be. 6x divided by 3x is 2, so this value is 2. And 5x divided by x is 5, so this value is 5. Now we get 3x plus 5 and x plus 2, which are our two factors. So in the next step, we write them, and that is the answer. 3x plus 5 times x plus 2. This will take a little bit of practice, but once you get the hang of it, this becomes really easy and becomes a really efficient way to factor. Thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next one.